Sup everyone, XQW YLOW82 80s here, and today we're racing at the Nordschleife for one of the other cup races. And also a very special title for this video, and if you just want to see why, just skip to the end of the video. But first we're going to go through the race here. In P1 we have Pippi, BCM STJ in P2, and our countryman Survey in P3. Ricard in P7 in this race, and we are starting in P9. Our Grease buddy Gatos in P11, Kenji, also familiar name from the last few races, Chase 44 in P13, and Mike the Player in P14. So rounding out the grid here. So rolling start. We're getting underway. You wouldn't say it, but yeah, we're already started the race. So definitely a bit slower these cars than the Group 3 category. Getting through the first corner right now. Very tricky because difficult to spot your braking zone. Obviously very different than Group 3 or Group 4 races because these cars brake a bit further and easy to forget to brake or just copy your braking points from the other categories, which you don't want to do because then you would have a big crash. But seems like you have survived, but not the best of corners we have taken, so that got the Spaniard right behind us. As you can see, his name just appear in front of us, in front of our brake lights. So a small gap towards the Portuguese. So it seems like we just lost his slipstream, which is quite frustrating because we want to be as close as possible. So we can also benefit from his slipstream because these cars are now going to bunch up a bit more and we just lost the train a bit. So one small mistake already with big consequences. Oh yeah, I sound a bit too dramatic right now, but yeah, it just cost a bit of time. So yeah, surprisingly good race, I would say. I was a bit skeptic when I saw it coming up, but still challenging, I would say. So I thought it would be way worse and way boring because you just can take the corners quite quickly. So still a good race, I would say. And we are also racing a top split, so very happy to be in P9. Obviously not as stacked as other FIA races, but still feels good to be in top split once again. So you can see in front of us a penalty for the Portuguese driver as he just runs the Italian into the wall, who we managed to overtake. And also a penalty, it seems like, for the Brit in P6. So yeah, really one of the last things you want is to have penalties onto the Nordschleife. You have to serve it onto the long straight, which can just cost you a lot of time. Because you have to, for example, 1 second that the Portuguese is in front of us, he will have to slow down to, yeah, approximately 100 kilometers an hour, I think, for 1 second. And then you have to accelerate back up once again to top speed, so that will cost a lot of time. And especially on these cars, because they are not so good in accelerating, I think, so that will just lose you a lot of time. So I have to try and stay as close as possible towards the Portuguese driver. Tricky corner here because downhill, and here you have a slight hairpin on the downhill section, so as you can see we run wide and the Spaniard just goes off. Yeah, and because it's downhill, it's just so tricky because you have to brake a bit further. And that's just, that cuts a lot of people out. Also, this is our second attempt, so in the first attempt we had the same mistake as his parent did. And we also made the same mistake once again. Luckily we just managed to stay on track. We're also put a bit under pressure from the Spaniard, and we just want to brake a bit later then, so... But yeah, luckily we managed to survive it. So big gap right now towards the Portuguese driver and also towards the Italian in front, so we have a bit of breathing space right now. And as we can see, the Portuguese in front of us making a small mistake and going to the inside of the corner. And seems like he picked up another half-second penalty by it. Very frustrating because I think it was just a mistake by him. Managed to save it, but yeah, sadly enough he managed to get a half-second penalty for it. And probably also dirty tires because we seem to close in quite rapidly. So let's try to get into a slipstream right now as quickly as possible. Seems like we have managed to, yeah, just close up just enough, I think, to get into a slipstream. See, just runs a bit wide once again, which also helps for us. So you can see the Italian has gained a lot of time on us, so it seems like he's into our slipstream as well. So coming up to a long straight right here. So let's hope that we can gain some time to the Portuguese driver right now. We should have his slipstream. Yeah, we also qualified in P9 for this race. We made a big mistake sadly in qualifying, which just cost us like 3 or 4 seconds, which is very much. And otherwise we would probably have managed to start in P4, P5. But judging from our previous race as well, seems like we managed to struggle a bit in the race. Luckily we managed to stay with the cars in front of us right now. Yeah, also very difficult to stay in front of the cars in front if they are faster than you. So I think it's also not too bad to start a bit further behind and try to come through the field. Very important to have slipstream in this race. You just don't want to be leading your train of cars because then they would overtake you onto the long straight. So it could also be an advantage to start a bit further back so that we can gain some time with slipstream as well, and hopefully get back to some better position in this race. So come to this fast section here. A lot of fast corners following each other. Section I really like on the Nordschleife, but it seemed like in this car I struggle a bit here. But normally one of my favorite sections onto the Nordschleife. We can just see the Portuguese driver in front of us making a big mistake, running a bit wide. So that won't help his tires at all. And frustratingly enough, he gets a half-second penalty, up to 2 seconds he goes. And it seems like he has disappeared. So I think he just had enough of it, of all these penalties, and just decided that it, had enough of it and probably ended this race. But yeah, 2-second penalties, that's quite a lot on this track, with this long straight, of course. But quite frustratingly, we have lost our slipstream right now towards the Portuguese driver in front of us, so we will probably struggle a bit onto the long straight. Let's hope we won't get overtaken by the Italian behind us, because he was very close last time we checked. I'm going to keep looking forward right now because I don't want to see how close he is. As we can see, P6 in front of us, also with a penalty, so where will that bring us? Maybe we can catch up slipstream from him. Let's see. But 1 second is, yeah, not very much. It probably slow him down towards 100 kilometers an hour. And seems like the Italian was quite a long way back, so that's a bit of a comforting sight to see for us. And there we have the Brit serving his penalty, and into the slipstream we go. Seems like we're going to manage to overtake him. So up to P6 we go. So yeah, just see how much time that loses you. A kind of silly 1 second penalty just drops you down so far. So let's right now try to close up towards P5. We also have P4 and P3 on our sides, it seems like. So I think we could have been quite up there if we didn't make such big mistake in our qualifying. But this race still not over, one more lap to go. So let's now try to do our very best to catch back up with them. And also don't make any mistakes, because we know how tricky the Nordschleife can be. Just don't want to throw it away as well. So just going to go a bit forward into the video, because not much happened in this half lap. So we're going to go a bit forward, traveling through time and space, and onto the final half of the Nordschleife. And we just managed to close up towards Amanti in P5. So into the slipstream we go. Let's try to keep ourselves there, because we have a long straight coming up after this corner. So if we get a good exit now, we should have it. But we just started a bit too early, make a small mistake. And that's very costly. And we can see behind us Mario Sonic, who had the penalty onto the long straight, right behind us once again. So will he benefit from our mistake? So yeah, definitely not a place you want to make mistakes here. You can just see how much he's closing up. So through this fast corner. Seems like he's very close right now, so have to be a bit cautious that he won't make a move onto the next corner. So let's try to brake very late to hopefully stay in front. And we just managed to do it, but we can just see his name appearing onto the back of our screen, so that means he's very close, but difficult to make a move around the carousel, so we just going to hang on to our 6th place. Big mistake from Matty, sliding through the corner, so that helps us to gain some time in him. So back to the slipstream we go. Let's now try to stay there, because we want to be there at the end of the lap, because we have the long straight coming up. Maybe we can gain P5 then. That would be quite nice to finish there. So coming up through these fast corners, we just saw last time that we just lost a bit of time towards the Portuguese driver. So let's now try to stay as close as we can. Small mistake by the Brit, but we also make a small mistake by not turning in early enough, which caused to go a bit wide. So just try to do everything we can to stay into a slipstream. Definitely not easy. But seems like he just managed to run away a little bit. But we're also not clear of the cars behind us, so we also have to keep an eye out for them. So final few corners of the Nordschleife right now, so yeah, very crucial right now to take it perfect, because we have to, yeah, we have lost time to the Brit in front of us. And we have to be closer to benefit from his slipstream. So we can't lose time anymore, we have to gain some time on him. So through the final corner before the last straight, so we have to get a really good exit out of this corner, or otherwise his slipstream is gone. We don't have any chance then to go for P5. But yeah, don't know if we have it or not. It just goes to the inside. It's yeah, difficult to say if we have it or not. I don't think it will be enough to overtake him at the end of the straight. Let's not hope he won't get attacked by the cars behind, because they seem to get a bit closer, especially Mario Sonic. So he really puts us under pressure. We don't want him to go from move on to this last corner, so we're going to brake very late to try and keep him behind us, because we know how difficult it is to beat us through the line. As we can see his car behind us, but I think we just might have done enough, as he gets a weird boost and side by side, and he just goes up to P6. That was very curious to see. Yeah, I don't quite understand what happened there. Let's now go back to what happened. As you can see, he's right behind us. Yeah, we did a good job of defending the corner, and at this point it seems like we have done enough. And he just got jumped right beside us for no apparent reason, it seems like, and which caused to jump back to P7 or drop back to P7. So very frustrated by that. I really thought we have done enough to get our 6th place, but yeah, weird thing from the game to just let his car jump in front of us. So yeah, bit frustrating, but still quite happy with P7. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully see you next time. Bye.